What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about the things I've learned while experiencing very intense connections, or like if I'm in situations to where like I have a huge crush on someone, or where like I can't really get my mind off of that person, or where like I just can't because whenever I make connections or whenever I develop feelings for someone, then I tend to obsess over that person, or I can't like stop thinking about that person. Like I have very obsessive thoughts, and looking back, it's not one of those shallow surface connections. I feel like with these connections, it's very spiritual, it's very intense. That's why, because looking back at the past connections that I had I was very obsessed with these types of people. And it ended up being extremely spiritual, and a lot of synchronicities and a lot of like spiritual phenomena and shit like that. So I don't want to go into too much detail, but well, maybe I will. But basically, like what I've learned is that with these connections, it's going to be kind of out of your control. So what you need to do, and there's other YouTubers who talk about this as well, but what you could do based on what I've learned, and obviously from what I've learned from other YouTubers, is that like you could you got to stay self-sufficient, meaning like obviously you have to do the healing work, you have to do the shadow work, like heal your abandonment wounds, heal your rejection wounds. You could do that by crying out, releasing anger. You could talk, like you could book therapy sessions, you could book even personal tarot readings. You could book online, or you could talk to someone, or if you have connections, or if you're someone you feel connected to, you could talk to them, or like it could be anything like that. But so that's the emotional sides of it: releasing anger through screaming, yelling, through crying it out, through releasing all that emotional tension that's triggering your abandonment issues, or like just your anger and frustration of how people treated you, or if your parents didn't love you properly, or your family didn't love you properly, or you feel like life really done you wrong, or like you feel jaded from what life threw at you, or if you're not around the right types of people, you've always been around very abusive, narcissistic people, then release all that aggression, release all that frustration and bitterness through, like, again, crying it out, releasing anger, finding outlets. Now, and obviously, like I said before, booking therapy sessions if you have to, or talk to someone you feel comfortable with, just ranting, find an outlet. But you also gotta find things you're passionate about, like making YouTube videos. You could like work out, you could go for runs outside, you could like play sports, do hobbies, draw, sing. Try to find a creative outlet that can take your mind off of these things and channel all that excess energy and trauma into something great. So I'm using my life for example, right? So me, I have a lot of like bitterness and all these emotional baggage, right, towards my upbringing in life and just the people I've been around with, and how I feel like shit was unfair. So I use all that emotional distress and I channel that shit onto my YouTube channel. So this is why I'm able to make YouTube videos every single day by releasing anger. And you don't have to talk about a certain topic. You can talk about anything. You can make a whole YouTube channel dedicating about how much you hate people and how much you want revenge and how much you hate your enemies, your opposite fucking narcissistic people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do sometimes. So try to find it out. You can talk about anything. That's one of the cool things about like social media, is that you can use it in a good way, and shit, you might even make money if you decide to make a Patreon, or if you decide to make other outlets where you're able to attract a lot of viewers, subscribers. You might become big and great, and then you can make money on the side just like that. You can start your own business, and now you got to work at a 9-to-5 job. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and you can also attract like-minded people, and you can create a huge following, become more well-known and shit like that. So the sky's the limit. So either way, it's a win-win situation for you. You know what I'm saying? So you could do that. But it doesn't have to be a YouTube channel. It could be like TikTok videos. It could be Instagram videos. You can use any type of platform that social media has to offer. Use that towards your greatness, and you can talk about anything. The sky's the limit. And you might think of watching this, oh, I'm too insecure, or like I don't feel comfortable put myself out there, I get in trouble. Well, do my work policies. Well, there's a thing though, because that what makes like having these obsessed connections, or especially after breakups where like you feel low about yourself, or like these connections are so painful, or like you can't get these people off your mind, and it's triggering your abandonment wounds, your rejection wounds. That's the thing though, it's so powerful that you're gonna say fuck all of that, and you're gonna take risks in life, and you're gonna break the rules, not in a bad way, but in a way where like you wanna become the better version of yourself. Even if it means taking risks and things not going your way, you decide to take that risk in life, and that in itself is gonna take your focus off of that obsession, and it's gonna pretty much heal you because you're taking risks and you have a much greater focus that's above and beyond on what you're feeling, like all that emotional distress and like that, and you can actually heal from it. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. You know, because like emotions are powerful. Like trauma is extremely powerful, especially if you're doing shadow work. Is extremely powerful. It takes a lot of energy. That's why it takes a lot of people years to heal from that shit. But if you're able to channel your traumas and your shadow emotions and doing the shadow work, if you're able to channel that shit, do something great. Like I said, you're making YouTube videos, by putting yourself out there, by public speaking, doing anything that you fear of doing, anything that you're scared of to do the most, but you decide to do anyways, and to pursue your passions, your God-given gifts, hobbies, and talents, then like I said, it's going to be very healing for you. Not saying you're going to heal overnight, but it's going to help a lot. It's going to give you a lot of momentum. It's going to inspire you to become the best version of yourself, and now you're attracting abundance, like blessings, like connections, people, money, etc. Now it's gonna heal you even more and shit like that. But not only that, but you could also use your emotional baggage and all of your shadow, what's the word? Your shadow side and shit like that. You could use that to your advantage by you, because like some people, they use their traumas, they use their pains, they use their feeling of rejection, abandonment, and anger. They use that to their advantage. They use that to help them make videos about their platform, and they're able to attract a large following and money and abundance and blessings like that. So if you decide to make an artistic outlet from your creations, from all the painful shit you've been through, you could use that to make money. You could use that to be well known. You could use that as part of your passion, and now you have something to look forward to every life, and now you feel like you have a purpose, you have a mission, and now the sky's the limit. So whenever you do feel more pain or like you're in more distress, well, that means you have more creativity, and you have more like you have more creation, you have more ideas to better your situation, to better your content. You know what I'm saying? But you can also channel that through working out, just because working out, like, it releases a lot of tension throughout the body. And if your body feels good, eventually your mind's gonna feel good. So it's always important to be healthy. Do a lot of yoga, breath work. Shout out to John T1, he talks about it. Yoga, breath work, exercise and stuff like that. Eat healthy if you can, and stuff like that. You know, go outside, get some fresh air, put yourself out there, meet new people, get around, and stuff like that. And so basically, you guys know what I'm talking about. A lot of people talk about this. Focus on exercising, focusing on healing your emotional body, and also focusing on your passions and your God-given gifts. If you don't have any passions, you can't find your God-given gifts, well, then explore. If money never existed, what are the types of things you would do? Or like, if no one was watching you, what are the types of things that you love doing behind closed doors? And just keep on doing it, and try to add things that are similar to that to your life routine. Also set up a life routine. What's going to help you get your mind off of these people or these intense connections is to have a set schedule, is to have like an intense schedule. So every single day when you wake up, you have a purpose, you have a mission on what you need to get done throughout the day. Write down a list of goals, tasks you want to complete every single day. You could be cleaning your car, cleaning your room, running errands, getting your workout in, make sure you're eating healthy, stretching, yoga, pursue your hobbies, study for your tests, pursue your career, apply for jobs, or just trying to find ways to make money and trying to find ideas to better your business. It's just stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, there are times where like, man, like it was hard for me to get my mind off of these connections or like off these people. You know, I'm like I feel that attraction, and it's just too intense. But it always ends up in a heartbreak where like the people I'm attracted to, they're very emotionally closed off. They weren't reciprocating, or like they're very like they're either already taken, they're either already in a relationship, or like they're very like emotionally unavailable. They're very like, they're just jackasses, and just, you know what I'm saying? And that would really break my heart, and like it was devastating, you know what I'm saying? So these connections, these soulmate like connections, these karmic connections, is very fucking grueling, you know? So those are the things I've learned that help me. Now we're in 2024. I've experienced it in the past years, but now we're in 2024. Now I know what steps to take whenever I do feel a similar connection like that. Because there are certain connections where like I can't get these people off my mind, and bam, I immediately know what to do because I have a lot of experience on how to overcome these situations, and I always end up being successful at it. But also, it's always important to use your logic over your emotions sometimes, because when you feel that tense connection with other people, or you feel attracted to that specific person and you can't get your mind off of that person, you're gonna have to be logical. I know it sounds kind of bad, where you have to use your head over your heart, but sometimes I like you have to do it. Not saying deny your feelings, accept your emotions, don't lie to yourself. That's part of shadow work, is releasing that ego and accepting your feelings. accepting your emotions. You have strong feelings for that person. You love that person, but at the same time, use your logic to the point where, like, realistically, more likely to are meant to be together due to life circumstances. Maybe that person's already taken, or like maybe you two have different life goals, or you two are completely different when it comes to like your mindset, when it comes to like the things you want out of life and stuff like that. So that's what I mean, kind of use your logic, and then you're gonna look more into reality. And then not only that, but even it may feel devastating. Well, guess what? Well, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and they're still young. So without a doubt, every single human being living on this earth is always someone for somebody. There's always someone for somebody, no matter what. We're all meant to have. We all have a divine counterpart. We all do. Think about it. Why the fact that God in the universe is able to attract the universe, God, or life itself. Just the fact that they're able to attract karmic connections and very painful relationships and stuff like that without people even having to do half the work. Because there are a lot of people where they meet their counterparts, they meet their divine partners, or like they're in relationships to where they didn't even have to go search for it. Sometimes they do, but for the most part they don't, especially when it comes to spiritual connections. Most of the times it's pretty much handed to them. So if God or the universe or life is able to do that, clearly they're able to orchestrate situations where you're going to meet your life partner. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't even trip about it. If you're single for a while, or like any relationship you've been to, if it doesn't work out, just know that like it's this life. Is this life testing you, or like is this life trying to like put you in the right direction, or like trying to heal you, or trying to like give you some little like side challenges, some side quests and stuff like that? Is life trying to make you stronger spiritually, mentally, and stuff like that? And once you overcome these tests, once you're able to overcome yourself and do the healing work, eventually in your life you're going to attract that divine partnership. And even then, by the time that happens, you're not going to even be like as excited or as happy, because you're so healed, you're so like happy on the things you're doing, you're so content, you feel like accomplished, and you just feel content and satisfied with life. So even if you get it, you're not getting tripped about as much. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you got to look at it. I know it's easier said than done, because there's a huge disconnect between human beings and source energy, which is like, I guess, the higher dimension, or like spiritual energy, or like God, or people like to refer as God or the universe, or that love source energy. There's a huge disconnect between a lot of humans and that energy. I think it's part of the human experience to experience that disconnect, because if you watch every videos, if you watch everyone's life stories, even mine's, we all talk about healing, we all talk about breaking generational curses, we all talk about like, no matter what, every human being, we're always at a constant state of healing. Why is it that we're always in a constant state of healing? So clearly part of the human experience for you to experience abuse, pain, suffering, and now you got to overcome it through trauma, healing. That's level one, and then you got to go through a next level, and next level, and the next level. It's non-stop. There's like people go through like the healing journey for like 10 years, 15 years. It's lifelong. It's not just 1 year. It's bullshit, but it's how it is. It's part of the human experience. So once you look at life from that perspective, which I'm not saying I'm right, but for me, that's how I view life. That one makes sense to me, because I mean, to me, that should make sense. So me having that mindset and that perspective of life, whenever I go through intense situations or painful connections, or like I'm experiencing like bad breakups or painful situations, I don't even trip about it, because I know what steps to do to overcome that shit. You know what I'm saying? You just stay focused, focus on your passions, do the healing work, be engaged, live life with a purpose, write down your tasks, your goals, try to do things that inspire you the most, become the greatest version of yourself, have gratitude, and you'll be straight. But that's all. And also take risks and do something you're extremely afraid of. That way you can get off your comfort zone, and you ain't got to worry about like those past connections that hurt you the most. You know what I'm saying? But always do the healing work, and life is a business. So that's all I gotta say. I hope this video helps, and have a good one. Peace.